welcome back to the channel. Well, it is widely known that the 12 gauge pump action shotgun is considered in many circles to be one of, if not the best, home defense options available. Especially if you live in a state where magazine restrictions are in place, or you can't even own an AR-15, something of that nature, pistol, everything magazine restricted. You get that. So the best option for a lot of people, and even for some people that live in a free state, is the pump action shotgun. Whether it be something like this Mossberg here, or a Remington, Winchester, whatever. There's other options out there. And I've never claimed to be a firearm expert, or an expert on anything in general. But I do know more than the average person out there about firearms, as well as probably many of you do, if you're watching this. But I will always admit when I'm wrong, or didn't know something, wasn't aware of something. And one thing that I wasn't really aware of, it never occurred to me, is your magazine tube. The spring in it. You need to replace that on occasion. Now this gun is not that old. It was given to me by a good friend of mine. If you're aware, if you've seen any of the videos on this, and I have put all of the rounds through it. I think he may have put maybe a box of shells through it, maybe. But I don't think he ever shot it at all. It just sat in his closet. It was a gift to him. And then he said, yeah, I'm more of a revolver guy. There's some tight quarters in his house where he couldn't sling a 20-inch barrel shotgun around. And he's not really a recreational shooter, and he knew I was. So he gave it to me. He said, you can get much more use out of this thing than I can. And I was much obliged to accept it. So on to the point. Magazine tube spring. The last time I was out here at the range and met Junk Food Zombie for trigger testing purposes, I was going to bring this, but as I was unloading the double-aught buck, the last two rounds were just kind of flopping in there loose. They wouldn't come out, and the follower was stuck right around here in the tube, maybe a little further up. So I thought, that's pretty odd. I thought a pump action shotgun was supposed to be the epitome of reliability, and it is, with maintenance. So one of the maintenance items, replace the spring in this tube. They're not that expensive. I think I got mine on Brownells for 10 bucks, if that. They had a free shipping, no minimum special, so 10 bucks delivered to my door. One of the hard parts, you have to completely disassemble the gun to get this off. Some people have a harder time with this than I apparently did. And with YouTube's new funky rules, I knew I couldn't really show you how to do it, or it might be kind of on that gray area there, a little sketchy. And I didn't want the video to get deleted or get a strike against my channel. So once it was disassembled, put this in a vise, put the receiver in a vise, and got a strap wrench that you may use on an oil filter or a pipe or something like that, and was able to very easily take off the magazine tube. And then the follower and spring came right on out. And once I looked at the spring, there was some surface rust on it. There was some rust inside the tube here. So I sprayed it down with ballistol, let it sit for a bit, swabbed it out with a 12 gauge shotgun swab with some patches on it, got it all cleaned out, and we're gonna do some testing here today. Make sure it's still reliable as it should be. Because something like that, something as simple as a $10 spring, in the wrong instance, very well may cost you your life. So it's an important thing to make sure it's working. And one quick note here, you always want to check your ammo. Pulled this shell out of the box here, looks like a normal shell, and it appears some plastic has got down there. I don't know if that would affect reliability or not. I'm sure if the extractor got on that, it probably wouldn't catch on it. But always examine your ammo. And just a side note, I bought some Remington subsonic ammo the other day, little plastic 100 round pack at Walmart. They had it on clearance. And when I got to looking, I noticed there was a copper jacketed round in there. So in my box of Remington subsonic, somehow a Winchester Super X, supersonic I would presume, had snuck in there. I don't know. The new spring does feel nice and strong. I've not been counting how many I loaded in there. There's 8. With these little 2 3/4 birdshot, you can barely get 8 in this 20-inch Mossberg. And you put one in the chamber. Simple Tennessee math brings that total to 9. So we've got Billy Bob, the 70s bad guy right here, and we need to take him out. It would appear that he is pointing a revolver of sorts at us. Let's take care of him. He has a revolver no more, and he's about to have something else no more. That should make for a bad day for him. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you haven't already, it might not be a bad idea to change the spring in your magazine tube. It just may save your life.